Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Pods and Petals. My name's Jen, and today we're going to start some more seeds. It is the end of January, and we are going to start a couple things here. We have a 128 tray, so pretty small cells, and we're going to start some things that take a really long time to grow. So I'm going to flip you guys around, and we're going to do that together. Okay, so we're going to start a few things today. In this 128 tray, we're going to start the two decorative grasses that I got from Harris Seeds. I went over those in a previous video. The one is Juncus Twisted Arrows, and the other is Stipa Sirocco. I'm probably butchering that name. So we're going to start those. Weeks to transplanting on both of those, it says 11 to 14. Then we're also going to start lavender. This came from Johnny's last year, I believe. And then another one we're going to start is this golden plume pampas grass. Unfortunately, I don't remember where I got this from. I know I ordered it from somewhere, but where, I don't know. I believe it was last year, so I can't even tell you where this came from, but there's a few seeds in there, so we're going to get those started as well. So we will start with this small grass, this pampas plume, to start. These seeds are tiny, 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 tiny. Okay, so these say sow just below the surface. So I'm actually just going to sprinkle them right on the top and then lightly cover them after the fact. So I got 2 rows of those. I'm just gonna pat that down. The seeds being so small, I'd imagine they might need light to germinate. So I don't want to bury them too much. And then I will get that labeled. Okay. Next thing I'll start is this Stipa Sirocco. This comes in this tube. It looks like a pelleted seed. Oh, maybe not. These seeds are a little bit bigger. Let's see if I can get them open here. So I'm gonna just take my Sharpie and put a little hole in my cells here. I'm going to put 2 seeds in each one, just in case some don't germinate. I'm not left with an empty cell. And then I can thin them out later, which just means I'll either split them up or just remove one of them. Okay, I'll do probably another 2 rows. I'm going to use this whole packet. These we're going to have for us to grow, as well as part of our seedling sale. So we'll have the opportunity for folks in the spring to purchase these plants if all goes as planned. apologies for the background noise. My dog is laying right next to me chewing a bone, and we talked about it, me and her, and we compromised, so she's right there chewing her bone, just as she wants. I just live here. Do another row. There's quite a few of these seeds, which I'm happy about. All right, good deal. So that was the steepa. I will label that before I forget. I just use masking tape and a Sharpie to label my plants. And then I just put the label right on the outside of the tray there. Okay, let's move on to our twisted arrow. This one I'm really excited about. Oops, these are quite a bit smaller. Looks like there's less in there. So we'll start with 3 rows. And the next thing I want to start is, I'm going to move you over, is lavender. Lavender seeds, very small, so they need some light to germinate, so we don't want to bury these too deep. I don't have many left in here. This was a packet left from the previous year, or maybe even the year before. So just a few left, but I'm going to start them either way, and I'm going to just start with 1 row and see how far I get. Just a couple sprinkled right on top, right on the surface. Okay, I think I can get another row out of that. Perfect. Okay, and so for those, I'm just going to pat them down just a little bit. I'm not going to bury them, but I do want them to make good contact with the moist soil. So I'm just going to pat them in. Okay. And then we have 3 rows left. So we have 3 rows left, and I need to find something else to start so we can fill up this tray. Okay, so I found a couple things. I went through my stash, and I'm going to start this Purple Majesty ornamental grass. There's not many seeds in here. It says minimum of 10, but I counted and there's 15. So I'm just going to do 1 row of those. And then I'm going to do some sage plants for our seedling sale. So this grass here says cover seed up to 1/8 of an inch. So again, it doesn't need a big hole. So I'm just gonna put a little dent in there. Cover those up a little bit. And sage, this is 1/4 of an inch deep. These seeds are a little bit bigger. Okay. Those will just be for our seedling sale for the most part. Those are sage's perennial in our area, so we shouldn't need to plant too much because our plants from last year will come back up. So I'm just gonna come back in here and cover all of these seeds up. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna take this downstairs. I'm gonna put just a splash of water on the bottom of it, and then I'm going to mist the top, get it on our heat mat, get our humidity dome over top of it so these can start to germinate. I'm going to actually take you guys downstairs with me in our basement where we have our seeds started and give you a little update on where things are right now on what we've already started this year. Okay, so we're down in the basement and I wanted to show you an update on what's going on with everything we've started so far. So this tray here is gazanias, and there in the middle is coleus. Our coleus isn't coming up yet, but the gazanias look good. This tray right up front here is more gazanias, and then we have behind that we have rosemary, parsley, and oregano, which haven't started coming up yet. And on this side, in this tray in the front here, we have our yarrow, which is new for us this year, and then behind that I have chives and parsley, which as you can see haven't begun to germinate yet. Down here at the bottom, these are our onions that we started, gosh, a couple weeks ago. So this first tray is in the back here is where I had that one variety that I wasn't sure if it was going to germinate or not. And as you can see, there's nothing back there, so it didn't. But otherwise, they look pretty good. This tray here, that's kind of a little behind the others, is that pelleted seed. So I'm not really surprised by that. I think they take a little bit longer to germinate, but nonetheless, we have some really nice onion starts so far. And then up top on our heat mat, nothing's coming up on this tray yet, but this is more herbs. We have creeping thyme, German thyme that we started the other day. This humidity dome keeps the moisture in so that your seeds will germinate. You don't want that soil drying out during germination. And this one is our brassicas, cabbage and broccoli, and we have a couple, you probably can't see it too well in the video, but a couple of little broccoli starting to come up. So those should start coming up over the next day or two, and then we can get those off the heat mat probably. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for tagging along with us, and there will be more seeds starting to come, that's for sure. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Go lay down. Please.